Srimad की जय, श्री तुलसीनाथ महाराज की जय, श्री गिरधारीलाल की जय, श्री नरसिंह देव भगवान की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंद हरि बोल। So, reading from our family business. How is Srila Prabhupada's business plan transcendental? First, Srila Prabhupada's books are by nature transcendental. They are transcriptions of his personal kirtan. Anyone who reads these books contacts a vibration saturated with spiritually uplifting potencies, words vibrated by a pure devotee of Krishna. Regarding the special nature of such words, Prithu Maharaj says, "My dear Lord, you are glorified by the selected verses uttered by great personalities." I'm reading, I think, the Prabhu Vrinda read this yesterday. Please, like. Oh, thank you. So we continue from where Vrinda Prabhu left yesterday. Third, Srila Prabhupada's books represent the fulfillment of the sacred orders he received from his spiritual master, who told him, "Teach Krishna consciousness among the English-speaking public, especially in the Western countries. And if you ever get money, print books." So whoever assists Srila Prabhupada in his transcendental plot to distribute his books also helps him satisfy his guru. Spiritually linked to the transcendent luminary Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and in turn to the other great masters of Bhakti Yoga in his line of disciplic succession, such sincere devotees receive the special grace of all those great souls. Srila Prabhupada notes this fact in a letter written on April 15, 1973 to disciples distributing his books. "My dear boys and girls, you are working so hard for broadcasting the glories of Lord Krishna's lotus feet, and thus my Guru Maharaj will be so pleased upon you. Certainly my Guru Maharaj will bestow his blessings thousands times more than me, and that is my satisfaction." Fourth, Srila Prabhupada's books infuse Krishna's blessings into the hearts of billions of downtrodden people in the world, a point endorsed by him in many letters, such as this one, written to Hridayananda Maharaj on December 21, 1974. "Please print as many books as possible. This is my real pleasure. By printing these books of our Krishna conscious philosophy in so many different languages, we can actually inject our movement into the masses of persons all over the world, especially that in the Western countries." Scotland. Hare Krishna. His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Our family business, and this is the only one business which would never fail, which will always give a 100%, more than 100% success rate or profit rate. So any intelligent person should actually try to join this family business. In every other business, I think there is risk involved, but the return of profits is doubtful. Here as well in Krishna consciousness, there is risk involved, but the returns is not at all doubtful. It's 94. Okay, so we continue our study of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 19, Text 5. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye Nashya Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Nishtiki. Madhyavatarastva iha madhya sikshanam. Again, maybe I will try to do line by line, but if it doesn't come in, then maybe we can do word by word and then try that. Madhyavatarastva iha madhya sikshanam. Raksho vadhayeva na kevalam vidho. Kuto anyathasya dramata sva atmana. Sita kritani vyasana ishvarasya. Madhyavataраства iha madhya sikshanam. Raksho vadhayeva na kevalam vidho. Kuto anyatha dramata sva atmana. Sita kritani vyasanani ishvarasya. Madhyavataраства iha madhya sikshanam. Raksho vadhayevya na kevalam vidho. Kuto anyatha dramata sva atmana. Sita kritani vyasanani ishvarasya. Madhyavataраства iha madhya sikshanam. Raksho vadhayeva na kevalam vidho. Kuto anyathasya dramata sva atmana. Sita kritani vyasana ishvarasya. Madhyavataраства iha madhya sikshanam. Raksho vadhayeva na kevalam vidho. Kuto anyatha dramata sva atmana. Sita kritani vyasanani ishvarasya. Moving on to more meanings. Madhya as a human being. Avatara whose incarnation. To however. Iha in the material world. Madhya sikshanam. For teaching all the living entities.
particular mental entities,
especially human beings.
especially human beings.
Raksha Vadaya,
Rakshabadaya,
to kill the demon Ravana.
to kill the demon Ravana.
Eva,
Eva,
certainly. Na, not. Kevalam, only. Vibho, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Kuta,
Kuta,
from where?
from where?
Anyatha,
Anyatha,
otherwise.
otherwise.
Syat, there would be.
There would be
Ramata,
Ramata,
of one enjoying.
enjoying,
Swe,
sway
in himself.
in himself.
Atmana,
Atmana,
the spiritual identity of the universe.
the spiritual identity of the universe.
Sita,
Sita,
of the wife of Lord Ramachandra.
the wife of Lord Ramachandra.
Pritani,
Pritani,
appearing due to the separation.
appearing due to separation.
Vyasanani,
Yasanani,
all the miseries.
all the miseries.
Ishwarasya,
Ishvarasya,
of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Translation. It was ordained that Ravana, chief of the Rakshasas, could not be killed by anyone but a man. And for this reason, Lord Ramachandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appeared in the form of a human being. Lord Ramachandra's mission, however, was not only to kill Ravana, but also to teach mortal beings that material happiness, centered around sex life or centered around one's wife, is the cause of many miseries. He is the self-sufficient Supreme Personality of Godhead, and nothing is lamentable for him. Therefore, why else could he be subjected to tribulations by the kidnapping of Mother Sita? Please respond on the translation. It was ordained that Ravana,
Ordained that Ravana,
chief of the Rakshasas,
chief of the Rakshasas,
could not be killed by anyone but a man.
could not be killed by anyone but a man.
And for this reason, Lord Ramachandra,
For this reason, Lord Ramachandra,
the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
appeared in the form of a human being.
appeared in the form of a human being.
Lord Ramachandra's mission,
Ramachandra's mission,
however,
however,
was not only to kill Ravana,
was not only to kill Ravana,
but also to teach mortal beings
but was also to teach mortal beings
that material happiness centered around sex life
that material happiness centered around sex life
or centered around one's wife
or centered around one's wife
is the cause of many miseries.
is the cause of many miseries.
He is the self-sufficient
He is the self-sufficient,
Supreme Personality of Godhead,
Supreme Personality of Godhead,
and nothing is lamentable for him.
and nothing is lamentable for him.
Therefore,
Therefore,
why else could he be
why else could he be
subjected to tribulations
subjected to tribulations
by the kidnapping of Mother Sita?
by the kidnapping of Mother Sita?
Purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
When the Lord appears in this universe in the form of a human being, he has two purposes, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.9, Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya chatusritam, to destroy the demons and protect the devotees. To protect the devotees, the Lord not only satisfies them by his personal presence, but also teaches them so that they will not fall down from devotional service. By his personal example, Lord Ramachandra taught the devotees that it is better not to enter married life, which is certainly followed by many tribulations. As confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 7.9.45, Yan Maithunadi Gremedi Sukhamitucham Kanduyanena Karayot Iva Dukha Dukham Tripyanti Neha Kripana Bahu Dukha Bhaja Kandutivam Manasecham Visaheta Dhira. Kripanas, those who are not advanced in spiritual knowledge and who are therefore just the opposite of Brahmanas, generally take to family life, which is a concession for sex. Thus they enjoy sex again and again, although that sex is followed by many tribulations. This is a warning to devotees. To teach this lesson to devotees and to human society in general, Lord Ramchandra, although the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself underwent a series of tribulations because he accepted a wife, Mother Sita. Lord Ramchandra underwent these austerities, of course, only to instruct us. Actually, he never has any reason to lament for anything. Another aspect of the Lord's instructions is that one who accepts a wife must be a faithful husband and give her full protection. Human society is divided into two classes of men: those who strictly follow the religious principles and those who are devotees. By his personal example, Lord Ramchandra wanted to instruct both of them how to fully adopt the discipline of the religious system and how to be a beloved and dutiful husband. Otherwise, he had no reason to undergo apparent tribulations. One who strictly follows religious principles must not neglect to provide all facilities for the complete protection of his wife. There may be some suffering because of this, but one must nevertheless endure it. That is the duty of a faithful husband. By his personal example, Lord Ramchandra demonstrated this duty. Lord Ramchandra could have produced hundreds and thousands of Sitas from his pleasure energy. But just to show the duty of a faithful husband, he not only rescued Sita from the hands of Ravana, but also killed Ravana and all the members of his family. Another aspect of the teachings of Lord Ramchandra is that although Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his devotees may apparently suffer from material tribulations, they have nothing to do with such tribulations. They are Mukta Purushas, liberated persons, under all circumstances. It is therefore said in the Chaitanya Bhagavatam, Yata dekha Vaishnavera Vyavara Dukha Nishchaya Chaniyataha Paramananda Sukha. A Vaishnava is always firmly situated in transcendental bliss because of engagement in devotional service. Although he may appear to suffer material pains, his position is called transcendental bliss in separation, viraha. The emotions of a lover and beloved feel when separated from one another are actually very blissful. The emotions a lover and beloved feel when separated from one another are actually very blissful, although apparently painful. Therefore, the separation of Lord Ramchandra from Sita Devi, as well as the consequent tribulation they suffered, is but another display of transcendental bliss. That is the opinion of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. वैराग्य विद्या निज भक्ति योग शिक्षा तमेक पुरुष पुराना श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीर धारी कृपा बुद्धि तमहं प्रपद्ये मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Beautiful words, beautiful translation and purport, and lots of learning, full of learning. So before we go into the reciting the glories of Lord Ramchandra, let us just briefly speak about Ravana a bit and then go into Lord Ramchandra. Because otherwise it will be like a sort of a rasabhas if we first speak Lord Ramchandra being Ravana in between and then. So Ravana, we all know Ravana, the word Ravana in itself means one who causes others distress. one who is the source or the cause of, one who makes others cry, one who gives others pain, distress, and one who makes others cry. And such was Raman, the embodiment of all distress or giving others pain, distress, and making others cry. And by others meaning who? The Brahmanas, the Vaishnavas, the devotees, the similar citizens. He was causing them all sort of trouble. Why? Because of their civilized etiquette, or because of their Aryan etiquette, or because of their following the Vedic scriptures and living in line with the Vedic scriptures and performing sacrifices. And so it was ordained that Ravana, chief of the Rakshasas, could not be killed by anyone but a man. So this is the tendency of demoniac persons. They would think of something like say, when devotees go out preaching, distributing books and all. So devotees encourage and say, and this is the prophets, the scriptures. What scriptures say? Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. It is very simple because this is a complicated age and we cannot afford to do anything complicated. So this is a simple mantra. Just chant Hare Krishna mantra and everything will come about. If things do not come about straight away initially, just keep on repetition and things will come about. And if someone really is genuinely seeking, things can come about straight away at the very moment. So simple, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. But what to do? People, we are so complicated our life when things are complicated. Oh, just this chanting of Hare Krishna will sort everything out. No, I need to go for this pilgrimage, this walk. I need to wake up this early. I need to do that yoga, that practice, that austerity, that fasting. Until and unless there is some this and things involved, people don't really appreciate it. But if we tell them, oh no, yes, when you chant, sit and chant, like this, like that, and all, then oh yeah, I must really do something about it. Otherwise, chanting is very simple, it's very blissful, and this is the aspiration. Like chanting should become like breathing. This is Mahaprabhu's teachings, Kirtanya Sadahari. So, chanting should become like breathing. And breathing is like an effortless state. Someone in a healthy condition, for him breathing is like effortless activity. We all breathe in, breathe out 24 hours a day. Do we ever focus, okay, am I breathing or not and not? It's like an effortless activity. Likewise, chanting the glories of Krishna should become an effortless activity, and that is the aspiration to aspire to pray for. But demonic personalities, they would like something heavy. Until and unless something is very complicated and heavy, it really doesn't get the attraction. So Ravana, he, along with his brothers, performed severe austerities. He would want to go again to somewhere like a devil's pulpit, or very hardcore place, rough place, and rough austerities. On the other hand, we see Dhruv Maharaj, being blessed by a pure devotee Narada, he also underwent austerities, but completely purified himself, worshipping Lord Krishna. So Ravana worshipped Lord Shiva and performed tremendous austerities. And again, demonic persons, they do not shy. They were too quick. Okay, if this way is not happening, fine, let me just chop my hands and offer it in the yajna, in the sacrifice. Let me just chop my leg. Let me just cut myself into pieces, small pieces, and offer it. So, anyways, and in his benediction, Ravana, so asks like, okay, I shouldn't be killed by this and that sort of things, similar to what Hiranyakashipu had said. But Ravana, he didn't consider human beings anything, and monkeys. He said, oh, who cares about human beings and who cares about monkeys? They are not at all counted for. So this is the demonic mentality. Too much of arrogance, too much of pride, too much of self-dependence, and also too much of argumentative nature. So, but it was ordained that Ravana could not be killed by anyone but a man. And Lord Ramchandra appeared human-like form, appeared in a human-like form, or appeared like a human being. And why like a human being? Because Veda, Shastra, scriptures, they are for whom? They are for us, human beings. They aren't actually for plants, trees, animals, or any other living entities outside of the human species of life. So for us to really, this is the severe kindness of Lord Ramchandra, appearing as a human being and through his perfect example, setting the standards, setting the moral, instructing us, and also attracting us and trying to pull out us of our conditioned nature. So Lord Ramchandra appeared in the form of a human being to kill Ravana and set morality in the society, establish morality in the society, so that the society can progress further, and also revive people's Krishna consciousness to such an extent that they in this life itself attain Godhead. So, only for giving education for the human being to the human beings. And this is what the Shastras and everything is for human beings only. Mahaprabhu says, Jeev javo, Gora Chanda Bole, Kota Nidra Jaro Maya, Pisa Chira Bole. So this waking up is for whom? Jeev. Now Jivas are like ants, every living entity. But predominantly it is for humans to wake up and distributing books and all. Every house mostly every other house, we find a pet. But it is the person whom we meet and we try to give out the books and encourage. And if the person becomes Krishna conscious and like, and the pet will also benefit. So, Lord Ramchandra appeared to kill Ravana, but this is not the only business of God to appear to settle down, say, rogues, thieves, or thugs, or demonic persons. As it says in Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chatusritam. So, Krishna says the first and foremost thing is to give shelter and protection to the devotees. That's the first thing. Okay, and secondary business, yeah, killing Ravana, killing Kamsa, killing Hiranyakashipu and all. But the first and foremost is to give protection to the devotees. So Lord Ramchandra appeared and gave shelter and protection to the devotees and killed Ravana. And such is the kindness or magnanimity of Lord Ramchandra, Ravana's brother Vibhishana. At the just before the beginning of battle, he appeared towards Lord Ramchandra, and he asked for forgiveness. He took shelter, he asked for shelter, he asked for forgiveness. And Lord Ramchandra, just by his coming towards him with folding hands, he was so pleased. He completely gave him full shelter and protection and forgiveness. And in fact, he promised him, he blessed him, he promised him that I will make you the king of Lanka, even though the war had not started. So this is the kindness of Lord Ramchandra. Further on, the translation says, Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, it doesn't do anything like, okay, to send one message, waves of messages, waves of instructions, waves of teachings, and waves of rasas or enjoyment. This is why God is perfect and complete and beyond. It's perfect and complete and even beyond. God is who can make something kartum akartum anyatha kartum samartha hai iti. So something which is beyond one's capacity, say, very easy to do. God can make it really very difficult. Completely difficult. No one can do it then. And Akartum, something which is completely impossible. For Krishna, for Lord Ramchandra, it is nothing. It is nothing but like a child's play. And anyatha akartum samarthayati. And what is impossible, possible, he can completely defy all, sort of say, for that matter, natural physical laws or something. So, doesn't appear for just one particular reason, okay, to killing Ravana and job is done, and then going back up in the sky in the heaven in his airplane and having some grapes and fruits and checking the weather. Even us, tiny, conditioned, but puffed up beings, even when we take on some project or when we do some activity or have some line of sight in our workings, with one task we want to achieve three, four tasks and all. What to speak of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? And how come we have this tendency? Simply because we are part and parcel of Krishna. Just like in societal settings, children growing up, they say maybe neighbors, friends, relatives, and all. Oh, your son is exactly like your father. He has got these tendencies, or is exactly like your mother and these tendencies. Where have you picked from mom and dad? Say. So these tendencies, the activities, the workings which we have, of course, we are part and parcel of Krishna. We have these tendencies in minute in quality and in minuteness. And this is our nature to be ever blissful, because Krishna is always blissful. And the teachings, the learnings, so Lord Ramchandra appeared not only to kill Ravana, but also to teach mortal beings that material happiness centered around sex life or centered around one's wife is the cause of many miseries. Such a paradox. On one hand, we may call it happiness, but actually what comes out is nothing but a misery, or too much of trouble, too much of trouble. So an intelligent person, in Bhagavatam, tasyeva heto prayatet kovido na labhyate yad brahmatam uparyadam. So, Narad Muni gives his instructions in the fifth canto of Bhagavatam, and he encourages us that to become COVID, not COVID, but Covido, philosophically intelligent. That very rare is this human form of life, and wake up, Shivas, wake up souls, and try to see where your highest potential lies. What is this human life, form of life meant for? This human form of life gives an opportunity to attain what we could never manage to attain in our previous lives, in previous material bodies, whatever we were living. Previously, we would have been a human body, living in a human body. In my just previous life, we could have been actually a devotee, practicing devotional service. But what matters is now. What matters is now. Where is my thought process? Where is my heart? Where is my consciousness? Where is my attachment? Where is my aim and vision now at the moment? And where is my need of direction at the moment? That is what really matters. So a devotee can never actually afford to be careless. And as it mentioned in the purport also, so Lord Ramchandra through his instructions and activities and lifestyle and all gives the message that this material world is too complicated. One must really understand it. One must really take it. One shouldn't try to do much research. Shastra saying it is too complicated. Yes, it is too complicated. An intelligent person can save himself a lot of time and energy by not going into such research work. Vedas are there, so we actually do not need to do much research. Vedas have already done all the research and told us what plants are living beings, plants have life. We don't need to do such research. What we eat directly affects our consciousness. So look into our eating pattern, our habits, our lifestyle. Lord Ramchandra gives us those instructions to be really very careful of this material world. Like in winter season, walking on an icy path, one is very careful because there's always the opportunity to slip, especially on a hill, walking on an icy path. It's very dangerous. One can slip at any moment. Likewise, this material world, living in a material world and practicing Krishna consciousness actually is an uphill task. So you shouldn't ever think that, okay, relaxed or done enough sort of thing. One should never lose one's guard or one should never lose one's focus. This is what Lord Ramchandra and Lord Krishna, when they appear and through their household life activities, they demonstrate it. He is the self-sufficient Supreme Personality of Godhead and nothing is lamentable for him. So apparently it may look that Lord Ramchandra is lamenting because of his wife being kidnapped. We quickly share one on this same note. I think it ties in. Srila Radha Govind Maharaj, in his classes, he mentioned this pastime and beautiful narration. So Radha Govind Maharaj mentions that when Mother Sita was kidnapped and Lord Ramchandra was searching for Mother Sita, so he was going deep in forest, caves, were not places, and and he was trying to search for Mother Sita here and there, everywhere. And as he was searching, he was talking with birds. He was asking birds, "Do you have the location of Mother Sita? Have you seen Mother Sita?" And he was asking trees, plants, in caves. He was asking stones, "Do you have any location of Mother Sita?" And at that time it happened that Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati, they were coming from some Bhagavatam discourse and all, and they were returning to Kailash or going to their destination, and they saw Lord Ramchandra. And so doing like this. So Lord Shiva, he offered his obeisances and he felt in complete ecstasy. And Mother Parvati, she had some hesitation. She had some question, she had some hesitation. So she asked Lord Shiva that who are you offering your obeisances and what is this place in your face or how come you are so? And this is a human being who is crazily going mad searching for his wife and he's become so mad or lunatic, he's asking trees, plants, stones, even stones. So Lord Shiva mentioned that this is my Lord Ramchandra, whom I constantly meditate on, or whose glories I chant, and he has appeared in this human form of life. So he seems to be apparently lost, but he isn't lost. He's just playing this role, and he's looking for his wife. But Mother Parvati, she was still further hesitant, and she couldn't believe it. She couldn't take it. So Lord Shiva, she said that no, this can't be true. I can prove it to you. It's wrong. Lord Shiva said there's no need to prove or something or leave it. You don't need to try or test. But Mother Parvati, she was a bit adamant in her endeavor. She wanted to actually check it out. So Lord Shiva said, fine, so wait, you may want to go ahead and check. And Mother Parvati, she disguised herself. She disguised herself as Mother Sita and went towards Ramchandra, thinking that, okay, now Lord Ramchandra will see that Sita has appeared and he would be calm. But as soon as she approached Lord Ramchandra, she didn't even say anything. And Lord Ramchandra, seeing Mother Parvati disguised as Mother Sita, and Lord Ramchandra told Mother Parvati, is everything okay with you? You are in this forest on your own alone. Where is Lord Shiva? And just by hearing this, she felt so embarrassed. She felt highly embarrassed that she had been caught. And then she returned back. Lord Shiva asked, what happened of your experiment, of your research, of your test, of your checking? some other Parvati told Lord Shiva, well, you told me that there's no need to check or research or experiment, so I didn't do. I left it there. Anyway, the point being that we are conditioned living entities, illusion conditioned living entities. We live in the world of distraction. And the irony is, distraction has become our attraction. So much so that we are completely absorbed in it. But the Supreme Personality of Godhead never lives in illusion or is never distracted. So he appears to give us these teachings. Nothing is lamentable for him. Apparently it may appear, and there is a vast deal of difference between what is real and what is apparent. Problem in this world is what is apparently source of happiness, say sensual attachment or physical attraction towards opposite sex or call it same sex. But this sensual bodily physical attraction, what is apparently seen to be the source of happiness, in reality is the source of misery, complete misery. Is a source of bondage, shackle. Throughout Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, we understand this. And those who are practicing or those who are not even practicing, they can see like how much everyone is caught up or frustrated or bound up. But the thing is, devotees have the solution or they are clear of the solution. And they have made conscious decisions, conscious lifestyle changes, and have managed to have been blessed to see the effect of it. And this is why then devotees are not kripanas, they are brahmanas. They are the givers of the society, and they are going out in the society and trying to give this wisdom and knowledge to people. And also in such a way that they can handle it and take it on and we gradually mold their life, make lifestyle changes. Krishna is completely self-sufficient. Lord Ramchandra is completely self-sufficient. And it is not like, again it says in Bhagavad that marriage is condemned. Marriage is a sacred institution and applies for both husband and wife. So husband, he should be faithful and provide protection to the wife, look for the needs of the wife. And likewise, a wife, she also has a role and a responsibility to play. Then this Grihastha ashram actually can be a progressive path for realizing Krishna. Otherwise, the opposite of Grihastha, it says in the purport in this Bhagavatam verse, Grihemeti Sukhamitucham. Grihemeti life is like lost life altogether, engage in flickering temporary happiness, which is not even happiness but a source of real misery. And so Bhagavatam teaches like another thing is being one-pointed. How can our devotion be one-pointed towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead? How can a wife, she be chaste and loyal, one-pointed towards her husband? And how can a faithful husband towards be one-pointed, satisfying the needs of the wife as well? Doesn't take wife for granted. And for a aspiring devotee, how can his emotion of love could be one-pointed towards the lotus feet of the Lordship? For a disciple, how can he be one-pointed towards his spiritual master? That is the success of life. Okay, on this note, will you please any question or comment or clarifications or suggestions, please? So, our heart's desire is to be ever happy, that we are relishing constantly evolving happiness, ever increasing joy. But our activities has to be seen for us in order to attain that. And what to do, like in society, it has become the definition of happiness is what? Negation of sadness. Is happy. If I am not distressed, if I am not, if my job is stable, if my house is stable, mortgage is fine, uh, and if I'm COVID free, then yes, I'm happy. But that's not real happiness. And because of this negation, trying to negate from frustration and sadness and moroseness and the anxiety and stress of life, people are searching for an option. And then what? Take shelter in the sensual, pleasure giving activities. And irony again, um, rather than giving pleasure, it is more and more binding. So the more and more one becomes addicts of lust, is captured by the energy of lust, the more and more lower one would find himself, the more and more controlled one would find oneself. That's the power of addiction, of addicting in lustful activity. And the more and more one becomes addicted of distributing books, one cannot stop then. Once one starts distributing books or going out and out, then would want to actually continue. And this is the charm of distributing books or engaging in Krishna consciousness in whatever uh, process they say. Distributing books, chanting the holy names of Krishna, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam, Kirtan, Prasad distribution, cleaning the temple. The more and more one engages in devotee association and devotional service, the more one will find peace to begin with, and then higher and higher states of joy and happiness. Vedic, Vedic lifestyle, Vedic scriptures, they never promote casual lifestyle. They never promote indisciplined, casual lifestyle. And this sort of lifestyle, what is currently seen, or say one life having many partners, or this thing. No one needs again some sort of proof or external confirmation for it. If we just do a little bit of introspection in ourselves. And so distributing books, streets, doors, offices, homes, other public places. For myself, I should try to invoke furthermore compassion. Should try to see furthermore. I should become furthermore compassionate and develop some more empathy. And one should see how blessed one is to be able to practice devotional service, to be able to engage in devotional service in the association of devotees. We cannot afford to commit all the mistakes by ourselves and take the learning. We have to learn a lot from others' mistakes in life. And then we have to become an instrument. We have to become an instrument in the hands of God, that we do not want others to commit mistakes. And this vision has to be ignited, that no one is other as such. No one is separate, or no one is different, or no one is stranger as such. It is because of this mentality, Scottish, English, British, or say European or American or Indian, or this profession and all, that we create barriers and all. By practicing devotional service, we can see that no one is separate, everyone is Krishna, everyone belongs to Krishna. And it is devotees who are reviving that consciousness amongst others. And when we carry that heart of compassion towards others, then only we can actually be more expressive and more clear in our speech. Or Krishna would use us. Krishna would guide us and use us as an instrument, as a vessel So this material world is in active state at the moment, it is in force, it is life, and there's lots of distraction. And we have to make a conscious choice or come to a conscious choice. Do we allow ourselves to be swayed, or do we actually give some time, give some practice and understanding in taking up some disciplined lifestyle, regulated lifestyle, some health oriented, lifestyle oriented questions or decisions we make in our life. And the best thing, the highest favor we can do to ourselves is by accepting scriptures in our life, going through Srimad Bhagavatam and Srimad Bhagavatam in our life. Then we can see. So, but there's a gulf of difference between apparent and real, and we have to move towards the real reality. Okay, thank you very much for your patient listening and attention. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम महापुराण की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, जय प्रेमानंदी
जय।
Thank you.